Hi, good day. In this video, I'll be taking you to basic configurations for our new WordPress website. But before we go into it, let me quickly take you through or introduce the WordPress environment to you. This, the first place that I have here is the dashboard, where we have just like introduction to the web page and some other things like the site health status, where you can see if there is something urgent that you need to quickly do to your website. We have the at a glance, where you can see how many articles have been published, the comments, and how many pages, and the name of the team that you're currently running. Then the quick draft. This space allows you to, let's say you have a content that you like to publish, but you're not ready to publish it yet. You can just type the content here, type the title, and click on Save Draft. So that one being done, we can now go to the update section. At the update section, you'll be able to know if there's any plugin or theme or there's anything on your website that needs to be updated. Remember in the theory part of this course, I mentioned that it is very important that anything that is outdated on your website, you have to update it in order for the website to continue running. So here we'll be able to update our plugins, themes, and any other things. But one thing you have to note here is that when it comes to updating your themes, when you first created your website, you have to do some tweaks and make some edits to the theme file and things like that. So we don't normally advise people to update the theme file because of the fact that it could happen that some of the edits that you've made on the theme will be lost by the time you're updating the theme, because you might eventually update the theme to a new version on its own. So it's going to remove all the edits and you have to start doing the edit again. Although this doesn't happen always, but it happens sometimes like that. So that is that about the update section. And this new section, this is just like a quick link where it allows you to quickly open a post to publish, upload the file, create a page, or add a new user. It could happen that you won't be the only person who would be running your website and you would like to have some other people to assist you with one or two things on your website. So that is where that is what the user section is about. So now to the post section. This section allow you to publish a new post. You see how post you'll be able to see all the articles that are currently present on the website. And when you click on add new, you'll be able to create a new content and publish it to your users to see. And as for categories, when you started creating content, you like to section it. Like this one is news, this one is articles, whatever. So that is what categories uh, is about. And also, when you start creating content, there are still some other settings that you need to put in place, like the tags. So when you get to the content creation module of this course, you would know more about that. So we have the media section where you'll be able to see all the pictures that you've uploaded on the website, and you also be able to upload any other picture or any other document that you need to use on your website. So you can decide to have the pictures display as a carousel or have them display as a list. So that is what these two buttons works for. So to upload a new picture, you can just click on add new and you'll be able to upload the picture or document from your phone or from your laptop. So the next one we have is the pages section. At the pages section, you'll be able to create pages and also see all the pages that are currently existing on your website. And we have some important pages that you will need to first create on a new website. Some of the examples are the blog page, the contact page, privacy policy, terms and condition, and the about page. And basically, we have also the home page, which is like the first page of your website. But one thing about creating a home page is that if your website is just a blog, if it is just a blog, you won't need to create a separate page as homepage since the homepage is just going to show your latest post. But if it is going to be a website, you will need to create a separate page for homepage and also a separate page for the blog. So we have other pages like contact page where people can be able to reach you, and we have privacy policy and terms and conditions. So privacy policy is just like a page that shows how you distribute data and how you use data of users that enters your website. You will see that in this page that I'm opening, you will see some pre-written text which came with our new WordPress sites. You see, we have suggested text, which are some of the statements that should be present inside our privacy policy page. So you can just edit this and come up here and publish it. And one thing about privacy policy page and the terms and condition page is that they are open source. You can just go online and search for it. You copy the items, you put it on your website, you edit it to your liking and you publish it. And also you should know that these pages are very important, especially if you are trying to monetize your website. So I'm trying to go back now. So if you need to add any page, you can just click on add new, type the name of the page, and if there's anything that needs to be added, you add it. I think when we move on, I will show us how we are going to design our contact page, because on our contact page, we can have something like a form through which people can be able to fill and send a feedback or try to contact us. You can also add WhatsApp buttons or social media links and things like that, which allow people to reach you in case they would like to make some request and all that to you. So the next section we have here is the comment section. And what the comment section is about is that when people leave comment on your website, you won't want anyone to just come to your website and type nonsense and to be live to your audience. So you want your comments to be moderated. So when anyone leaves a comment on your website, you will see it under the comment section. And if you like to approve it, you can just approve it and it should be live. And if not, you can just delete it if it is a bad one. So at the upper side here, you'll be able to see how many comments are currently waiting for moderation. So you can see that it's showing 0 on my own side, which means there is no comment that is waiting for moderation for now. So now this is one important part, the appearance section. I think because the thing that I'm currently having is the default thing, so it is not really having some settings. Let me quickly show us how the website currently looks. So I'm trying to visit the website now. Okay, this is our WordPress website that we just installed, and you see that there is basically nothing on it because we've not even installed it. So at the appearance section, we'll be able to go to theme section and find a suitable theme that we need, install it, and we start customizing. After installing our theme, we are going to have some other new settings under the appearance section, like the customizer and the widgets. Remember I explained what widget does the other time. We are also going to have the menu, which we are going to go back to later. You have the plugins section, which you'll be able to see all the plugins that are currently running on your website and also add new ones. So as you can see, I have just two plugins currently running on the website. So if I would like to add a new one, I can just click on add new. So maybe I should just install one of the important plugins that we will be needing for this course, and you'll be able to see how to install new plugins. So as you can see, like I said, we have thousands of free WordPress plugins that are there for you to use. But then there is one thing that is important for you to consider whenever you want to choose or install a plugin on your website. First, you must see that the plugin is compatible with your version of WordPress. The second one is that you should see the last time it was updated. See now, this classic editor is the, let's say, the archaic version of editor that is being used to write content on WordPress a while ago, but it was last updated 1 year. Another thing is that it was not tested with my version of WordPress, which means it is not okay to install it. So those are some of the things ahead. The third one, yeah. The third one is that you see how many people have installed it and left a rating. Because of the fact that this plugin has been in existence for a while, you see it has 5 million active installations and 1081 comment on it. But because of the fact that it's now archaic, it's no more in use, we are now using block editor, which came pre-installed on your WordPress already, so you don't need to install anything for your editor again. So we want to use Jetpack. So I'll search for the plugin that I need, and you can also explore other places that we have here. Another thing is that, in fact, even if you don't know the plugin that you need, you can just type the function of the plugin that you think about here, and it's going to recommend some plugins to you. Just make sure that before you install any plugin, you follow the process that I already explained. It must be compatible with your version of WordPress. It must be updated in the last 2 years or even the last 1 year. It must have some people that have already downloaded and comments on its use. So after installing, the plugin will not become active. Actually, we are going to explain this when we get to essential plugins. Plugin will not be active yet, you have to activate it. After activating, you have to start the configuration in order to make it work as you want it to work. So Jetpack is installing, and after Jetpack is installed, you need to connect it to your WordPress account and make some settings. When you get to the plugin setting, you will see why I said Jetpack is a very important and powerful plugin in WordPress. So I think we should move on because I'm not ready to configure the Jetpack now. We can just come back to it. But by the time, even if I left this page, it will still continue uh, to install. So we have the user section. Okay, I think I should wait till it's done. But while that one is ongoing, let me quickly explain this. We have the user section where we have the list of everyone that is currently on your website, like registered on your website, could be the users, you, the admins, the editors, and people like that. So if you like to add someone to, you know, work on your website, you can just come to the add new section. You click on add new. After that, you'll be asked to enter the person's detail, which is the name, email address. You could set a password, and you'll be able to notify the person that you have an account on the website if you'd like to enter it. But there's one thing that you need to note here, which is what we call roles. We have the subscriber role, which is the basic setting. Anyone that is a subscriber cannot see this part of the website. This is the back end. So contributors too may not be able to see what is happening here, but author will be able to log into this part of the website. One difference between author and editor is that author is able to create new posts or new stuffs on your website, but they cannot edit it. While editors can be able to create and edit, while administrator is the highest level of control on your website. So you have to choose wisely when you are giving people permissions. This profile section is just your own profile where you can be able to edit your stuffs, add your bio, and also your users can be able to edit their account also and add their bio. Okay, then we have the next section, which is the tools section. Tools section is actually important also, and there is something interesting too. We have categories and converter. You know, I explained categories and tags the other time. This one allow you to convert categories to tags and tags to categories. Then we have the import and export. How this import and export work is that um, if you have something, let's say you have this local website, you now decided that you want to have a live website also. You've created the website, but on this local website, you've written post, upload stores, and all that. All the posts that are present on this website, you now want to move them to the new one. What you just have to do is to come to this export section. When you click on export, so it's going to ask you what are you exporting. So if it is all posts, pages, and media, you're just going to select all content, download the export file, go to the live website, click on import. So since it is from a WordPress website that you did the export from, you just come to WordPress importer, click on install now. Once this one is done, it's going to ask you to upload the file. Upload the file, and everything that you copy from the other website is going to start existing here. Another thing is that under this import section, if you have a Blogger website which is owned by Google, Blogger is a free website that is owned by Google. If you started your blogging business with it and you put in many posts like that on it, you now decided that you want to move to WordPress and you would like to move all those content that you have on your Blogger account to your WordPress website. What you just have to do is to go to that Blogger account, use the export function there, download the export file, come to your WordPress website, click on import, click on Blogger importer, and click on install now. Upload that file, and all the content that you move from your Blogger account is going to come to this place. So like I mentioned site health the other time, you're able to see if there are some things that are affecting your website that is going to be like that may be disastrous. And export personal or release personal data, that one you will actually not need to go there. There is no reason why you like to delete your data. So we have theme file editor and plugin file editor too. It's advisable you don't go to that area too because they requires the knowledge of coding. So if it is not that you become advanced in WordPress, there's nothing you want to go and do in theme file editor. There's no reason why you should. So have you seen what I'm saying now? As I click on that side, it's saying that if you decide to go ahead with this directory, use a file manager to create Kinikon. So it's trying to tell you that this is not somewhere that you are supposed to come if you are not a if you are not someone that knows about the codes that are there. Now let's go to this where we are coming initially, which is basic settings in our WordPress website. So under the basic settings, we have the general settings. Under the general settings, you could be able to set your site title. And my own site title is my web. We have the tagline, which is like your site motto. So I can change my site motto to my new precious blog. So we have the WordPress address URL. Remember when I said when we are installing our WordPress, especially if it is on shared hosting or WordPress hosting, or mostly if it is on shared hosting, because WordPress hosting will install the website for you. It's not you that will install it. I mentioned that we should type this protocol as HTTPS because of the fact that that is the highest level of security in web links. So then when we are talking about this side, administration email address, it would be better that you go to the email section of your website, like when you create an original website, not a local host website. You have to create a website that is going to be like something like admin at mywebsite.com because of the fact that PHP, like the mailing service of your website, understand or approve a mail that is being sent directly from your website better than a mail that you are sending from your website using a Gmail account because your website and Gmail accounts, they are not in the same, you know, they are not on the same server. You cannot be on your website and trying to use Gmail to send email. Gmail is going to mark it as spam. And you will see something like Gmail is not sure that this email is actually sent directly from Gmail because of the fact that the email was not sent from the Gmail app. The email was sent from your own website. So so when we're talking about membership also, if it is not that uh, you are running an e-commerce website, you don't need to mark anyone can register. There's no reason why people should register on your website. So you leave this one alone. And also for security reasons, leave it alone. Don't mark it. But if you need to mark it, you can just leave the default role as a subscriber. That one will be enough. Then for your time zone, the time or date that is here is not correct. Just come to the time zone here and you'll be able to adjust it to the correct date. You see now is I'm using UTC showing me 26/8 and today is 27/8. So I'll just come here and look for the time, I think it should be UTC plus one. That one should give me 27 minutes. I just save it and it's going to be correct afterwards. So now to the second section, writing is loading. So under the writing section, I'll be able to set the default post category. The default post category is if I happen to publish any post, the category that is going to attach that post to, in case I did not select that, I should put it in a specific category. Now, if I wrote a post and the thing is categorizing it as uncategorized, it doesn't make sense. So I can just create a category under post here and come to this place and select the default category, which is going to pick in case I did not say that this post should be assigned to this category. Then we have default post format, which is like which post format should any post that I created on my website should be. But then WordPress is has improved to the sense that you could be able to change your post format. But some teams allow you to post like a video as a content, and you can also add text to it. Then your mail server, just leave these ones as they are. And just save changes. Now to reading settings. All these are still just basic settings because like the main settings start from installing our theme, which we've not done. So we are still concerned about our basic settings for now. So um, reading setting is asking us what do we want our home page to display. And like I said, if your website is just a blog, leave it as your latest post. Whatever you post is going to show on your main website link. But if it is going to be a website and you want to design the main page, you are going to select a static page, which means you have to create a page for home page, then create a page for post page, and the name of this post page is going to be blog. So for now, I want it to show my latest post, even if or like until later that I now decide I want to convert it to static page. I will have created the static page, design it before I will come here and select it. Here is asking how many posts do I want to show on the blog pages. You can leave it as 10 and you can increase it to 20 depending on your liking. Now syndication feed. We are actually going to explain this syndication feed later, but for now, let's just leave it as it is. Each post in a feed, what should it include? Can decide to leave it as full text, but if it is boring, you can change it to excerpts. Excerpts are just like summaries. But when you get to explaining what feed is about, you will know better. Now, this last part, search engine visibility, which is if you mark this, it's going to discourage search engines like Google from indexing your site, like from showing what your site contain online. Actually, you don't need to mark this space. You are not even concerned with this space at all. But then there are some people that they decided that they don't want their website to be found on Google. So to do that, you just mark this space, which means the crawlers from Google or other websites will not be able to list or show whatever is on your website on Google. But people that do it like that, they have their reason. Then to discussion settings. Under the discussion settings, that is where you are going to determine how comments are going to um, be controlled on your website. You see here, comment author must fill out their name and email. That one makes sense. Users must be registered to log into comments. You can decide to mark it or not. Automatically close comment on posts other than 14 days. You can decide to mark it or not. And you can leave these ones as they are. You can allow head okay, this is email. Email means when anyone posts or and a comment is held for moderation. You can decide to mark comments must be manually approved. Now this place we have comment moderation. Like here, you're able to set some words that if those words are present inside whatever that person wrote, the comment must not go live until you see it. And this disallow comment key is that any word that you wrote here, if you write any word here and that word is present in whatever that person wrote, you will not even see the comment at all, not to talk of approving it, because WordPress is going to delete it automatically because you already disallowed those words. For example, if I type WhatsApp in this box and anyone come to the comment section and type for send me a message on WhatsApp, that message is going to be deleted automatically. Yes, it will be put in trash, like I said. So that one is that. These are avatars. Avatars are just like default picture for when there is no picture. That's what that one is about. Then we have the media settings. You can just leave the media settings as they are. Now we have an important part which is permalinks. Okay, we don't have much to do here. Yeah, now to permalinks. Permalinks are just like let me say the links that link to a specific part of your website, and you see that what I have here is plain, which is the name of the website, like the name of the host, the website, and page, then the page number. Uh, but most times, for even for SEO purpose, it is better you choose post name. Reason being that post name it is human relatable. People can be able to read the post name instead of just the number. Another thing is that why we say this is part of basic setting is that if you didn't determine how this one is going to look from here, or you pick day and name when you started your website, which implies that it's going to contain the post name and the date is published. You now read one page like that post name used to make things very, very nice and things like that. You now come here and say you want to change to post name. The implication is that all the posts that you have published and sent to many places before now, they will not be able to lead back to your website again. Reason be that you already changed the permalink. So that is how that one is. And at the privacy section, we don't really have much to do there. The only thing that is there is just to create our privacy policy page, which I already explained how that one is done. So there is it. You can create a new privacy policy page, and that is that. So in our next video, we are going to be installing and configuring our theme, which is the next setting.